Good afternoon. I thought I'd just leave that picture of Sonny and Mads there for a second before I put myself on the screen. Good afternoon, everyone in the UK. Good morning, good evening, wherever else you are in the world. And big up to anyone watching this on replay. I hope everyone is still good and buzzing after the win at the weekend. What a time to be alive. Angeball has got me hooked. Yes, it has. I'm riding the Ange train. Choo-choo. And, you know, everyone says don't get ahead of yourself, but I'm just enjoying the moment. It's been a long time coming. I'm sitting back, I'm watching, and I'm enjoying the Angeball that we are seeing. So, yeah, hope the vibe is good with everybody today. It's so hot here in Lincolnshire. I think it's hot everywhere, but goodness me, it's hot today. Always the way, the week the kids go back to school and the sun decides to shine. So let's have a look, see who's in chat today. First up is my husband. Good afternoon, Jim. Great show with Sava and Queen Ellie this morning. Yes, I did. I was on Sava's Football Heritage show this morning, which was wonderful. It was a very good show. Nice chilled vibe as we like. Lots of discussion, lots of talking points, no arguments. Just a nice, relaxing Tottenham show. And Saba has been kind enough to offer myself and Queen Ellie that slot every Monday morning. So yeah, every Monday morning it's the ladies takeover over at Football Heritage TV. It will be an hour and a half, 2 hour show with Sava every Monday from 10 a.m. So please do come over and join us there. Also hit the likes as you come in if you don't mind, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm crawling at a snail pace, like Richarlison, crawling to get to 500. So yeah, if you haven't subbed yet, I would massively appreciate it. Who else have we got in chat? Balpinder, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, Balpinder. I do hope you're well. Good to see you. Drula, good afternoon, Kate, all in the chat. Good afternoon, Drula. Hope you're well, my love. Future music, afternoon, Kate. There's no room these days for individual egos. We now function as a unit and we deserve it. Come on, you Spurs. I could not agree more. No room for egos and definitely no room for passengers. Switching over to the best channel, big up Legacy 11. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Coys, we'll be listening sunbathing in the garden. Great win. Have a great stream. You enjoy, Leo. It is a hot day. I do not like the sun, as you can tell by my colour. So I will be nowhere near the garden today. I shall be sat plonked in front of my fan, much like my little fat pug who also hates the heat. It's just too warm for me. I'm counting down the days until autumn kicks in. Dafar Shah has said it's going to be 33 degrees on Wednesday. Sweaty hump day. Yes, well, make sure you enjoy your sweaty hump day with me and Queen Ellie, because we are here from 1 o'clock on Wednesday to embrace the sweat, embrace the heat, and bring the vibes to a Wednesday afternoon. Good afternoon, Future Music. I'm enjoying the freedom of not having to stress about my team. It feels like it's in very capable hands. Again, couldn't agree more. We deserve it as a fan base. The last few years have been torturous. So I'm just a bit gutted that it's the international break, because we won't be seeing any Angeball for a couple of weeks. Let's just hope and pray to the football gods that no one comes back injured. Carl Simpson, afternoon. Kate, hope you're well, and everyone in chat. Good to see you, Carl. Hope you're well, my love. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Mark Cook, good afternoon. Hope you're well. Saw you this morning in Sava's room. Nice to see you. And you, Scott. Saw you in Sava's this morning. Good afternoon. Big up to Kuva, who says, Perchy said this channel's rubbish and we shouldn't watch it, but I didn't listen to him. Good. Never listen to Perchy. He's a flip-flop. Don't listen to him. Oh, and look, speak to the devil and he will appear. Now, big up Perchy. Mwah. Kind enough to redirect his viewers over to me. Hope you're well, both of you. Mark Cousins has put the sheriff. Afternoon, Kate. Sun's out. Leave you out. I've already been sunbathing, but the sun always shines in Somerset. Well, it's like I say, it's too hot for me. I can't bear it. I'm like a vampire. I think if I go outside, if I go outside, I am going to burst into flames. It's as easy as that. Is it me or is her lighting that blinding? Is that better? I don't want to blind anyone. Is that a bit better? I've dimmed it a bit. Maybe maybe it's me. I did have it on full, but it suits me to turn it down a bit because it's so blooming hot. But yeah, let me know if that's better. I don't want to be blinding anyone. Where there's blame, there's a claim and all that. Big Benny Modfather's in the house on the train back from South London. Bit warm in it. Whereabouts in South London you been, Benny boy, and what you been up to? Good to see you, my man. Afternoon, Lee. I do hope you're well. As I was saying, I was on Savage this morning, 10 till 12, and he's offered me and Ellie a Monday morning show. So every Monday, 10 till 12, join us over on Football Heritage TV. Nice chilled vibe with Saba. It's a joke because you're white. Oh, okay. You know what? I did think that. But yeah, I know. I am blindingly white, honestly. I think the only whiter person in the universe than me is Kuva. But yeah, I don't do the sun. You look great as always. Big up, Scott. That's a lovely thing to say, and I'll take it. Thank you. The light is blinding because Kate is an angel, a filthy-minded, awful angel. Thanks, Coos, I think. I think that's a nice thing to say. Delivering coffee in Stockwell. Oh, okay, I don't know that area very well. Mike Davis, big up. He doesn't like the sun or the tans either. No, I did have... I had a Saint-Tropez fake tan once, and I looked probably the healthiest I've ever looked in my life, but it just looked weird, really weird to see myself like that. I don't go brown. Even lived in Spain for 6 years, never tanned. No, I go bright red. If I do tan, I go bright red, normally on my shoulders, and then I peel and go back to this. Whereas my husband, Jim, is half Maltese, so he goes beautiful shade of brown. And my not my little boy now because he's taller than me, but my boy also with his quarter Maltese, he's like a quart malt, he goes brown. It's just me. We could all go to the Bahamas and I'd come back and look like I've not been anywhere. Benny says, the angel of filth. Thank you. I'll take that. Nothing wrong with a filthy angel. Exactly. Melanin challenge. Exactly, Neil Shafton. That's what we are. I know it's above my pay grade, but please hit the like button. Yes, Ben, know your place. Jeez. Big up to you. Kuba says, my youngest son adores the sun, as did I when I was a kid, but the oldest and I avoid it like the plague. Evil Dable. Grr. Me too. I would love to. I spoke to Bobby Kay yesterday on video call, and he was showing me where he lives. He took us on a little drive through all the woods, and me and Jim were watching him and little Kay drive into their friend's house, and it looked so beautiful. He was telling me they get 6 foot of snow. Now, that is my dream, to live somewhere like that. I'd love to live somewhere where it's never really hot. Alaska, somewhere like that. It just would suit me. I love the snow. I love the cold. It's just maybe because I'm an ice queen, a filthy angel ice queen. I'm not a fan of the heat personally. The thing is, Carl, when you're cold, you can always get warm. You can put extra layers on, you can put a blankie on, or you can get under your quilt. But when you're hot, you can never get cool. Literally never ever get cool. So that is why I'm not a fan. But anyway, what I thought I would do today is just a quick stream before Benny's on at 2 at his coffee company. I thought I would do some player ratings from the Burnley game at the weekend. What did he put? Coover, sounds lovely, Kate. Did Bobby K show you where he buries all his non-paying customers on a bus? Yeah, he showed us his burial ground, yeah. Cole says it was a better video call than I got with Bobby. I was shocked with the view. He was shocked with the view when he video called Jim because Jim was sitting there with no top on. But that's nothing unusual. Jim doesn't know what a top is. So anyway, what did we all make of the game on Saturday, wow. What did we all make of it? I find it very hard to be critical of the game. We've questioned Sonny on the wing, and Ange moved him to the middle. We've questioned Richarlison. Ange took him out the team. We've questioned Solomon coming in. Ange put him in the team. It's like we can't sit here and moan because he does everything right. He does everything right. We ask for it, he does it. It's like he can read our minds. Neil says, when I was younger, I spent lots of time at the beach, but that was 45 years ago, give or take, since I'll be 60. Wow. Druda says, I worship the sun. I love it. Can't get enough of it. It makes you feel better. Yeah, a lot of, I've got friends, obviously, as you know, that are Greek and some are like that, but our best friend, Frankie, he doesn't like the sun either. So, all 8s except Madison and Sonny 9. Oh, generous. Shirts are overrated if you're sweaty and hairy enough. Big up, Jim. Yeah, exactly. Well, he's definitely hairy enough. But anyway, this is how I rated our keeper first. Vicario, 7. What does everybody think of that? I'm not one to go overboard with ratings, but I think what I've done today is fair. For me, the fact they let in 2 goals brings his score down a little bit. He made a fantastic save in the second half to deny that deflected shot, and he was all, which I love the passion. But for me, yeah, a 7 I think is fair. He did what he was asked to do when called upon, but like I say, he did let in 2 goals. However, I think he gets completely unnecessary hate for he's really not done anything wrong in my eyes. The type of football we play, we're always going to let in goals, let's be fair, but as long as we score more goals than them, you know, that's how I like to play. That's the sort of philosophy I like. You know, if they score 2, we score 4. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I would say a 7. What does everyone think? Neil Shafton says an 8 for Vicario. Drula also agrees. She says a 7. Jim says, Kuva, I get too hot. Even in the winter, I get hot. Maybe I'm strange. Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. Those were goals within 5 yards. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I still think a 7's fair. It's a high score. Kuva, Vicario 10, go. I can see where this is going with Kuva already. There's going to be 10s all across the board, or maybe some 11s. Afternoon, Daniel. Hope you're well, my love. Good to see you. Scott says Vicario 8. So maybe I'm being harsh, but I thought 7 was fair. I am allowing half points, so maybe I should have done 7.5, but I'll stick with my 7. I'm not flip-flopping about. I'm sticking with my 7. The next player we have is Pedro Porro. I gave Porro a 7.5. He made a mistake for the opening goal, but the ball he crossed into Sonny was magnifico. So for me, 7.5, I think, is correct, in my opinion. But I will take on board everything anyone says. So let me know how many out of 10 you give Porro. Half points are allowed on my channel. I don't listen to all that. Oh, you can only have a round number. No, halves are allowed. But yes, my view is a 7.5 for Porro. You're right, Kate. 10 for all goat posse. The greatest of all time posse. Yes. Vicario 7.5. Scott Colliver is 7. Is that for Porro or yeah, that's for Porro. Okay. Neil Shafton 11. Yes, but the knob says 10. Why 11? It's 1 more than 10. Yeah. Porro 7, Vicario 7, Porro 8. Okay. I really put 7.5 for Porro because I've got to be honest, because he made the error for the opening goal. But that, like I say, that long ball he did to Sonny was just wonderful. Mark Cook says Porro 8. Okay, well we're all round about the same region of thought, which I'll take all day long. You know, it's not like I'm saying there were 5 or anything like that. Romero, is the next player we are going to talk about. Spinal Tap inspired that answer. Yes, I guessed that anyway. Because it's in a Take That song where it goes, turn it up to 11. That was my little rendition of a Take That song there. He did a few decent long balls, bangers to be fair. Yeah, Romero is next, and I have given him a solid 8. Nearly did 8.5, but I've gone for a solid 8. The reason for my 8 is he scored that fantastic long range shot just for half time and denied Foster his second with a diving block at full stretch. Yeah, maybe I should have done 8.5 for Romero. But anyway, I've done it now. Like I say, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm saying an 8. Neil Shafter says a 9 for Romero. Scott Colliver says 8.5. Balpinder says Porro 7, Romero 8. Oh, I'm not reading all them. We're not there yet. Romero 8. So he's agreeing with me. Romero 8, 8.5. Yeah. Jim says Romero 8.5. Yeah, it was a tough one, but I've seen him play. I mean, I think he's been immense this season, don't get me wrong, but I've seen him play better than that. So I think a solid 8 is a good score. Yeah, Drula says 8 as well. So, yeah, like I say, we're all caught sort of in the round about the right place, I think. Legacy 11 says Romero is an 8 as well. Yeah, good stuff. This could be controversial. Mickey van der Ven, a 6.5. Now, that's no reflection on him. I thought he did a decent enough performance, but he wasn't spectacular. When you compare it to what he did at Bournemouth last weekend, yeah, I think a 6.5 is quite fair. He didn't particularly do anything wrong. He just didn't stand out for me. He was solid enough. So that is why I've given him a 6.5. Am I being too harsh? I'm not sure. I don't think he was anywhere near as good as Romero on the day. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see your thoughts. Scott Colliver says Van der Ven an 8. Mickey is 7. Mark Cook says Van der Ven an 8. Future Music says, I'm just ecstatic to watch Roy Keane and Gary Neville being really unhappy at us. The disrespect levels are at a juvenile level. Couldn't agree more. VDV 7 at least. Oh, maybe I'm being a bit critical. Hit the likes and sub, please, people. Really helps our channel, and thank you. Yep, thanks, Jim, for posting that. Eltel, hello, my lovely. Hope you're well, Jose. Good to see you as always. Neil Shafton, 8.5 for Van der Ven. He was a little low at the first goal, and the second was unlucky for. I only give Romero an 8, and I would put him 1.5 below Romero. So that is why it's got 6.5 for me. 7 for Eltel and a 7 for Jim. Okay, so maybe I have been super critical again, but like I say, I don't think he had a bad game. I just don't think he stood out as being anything particularly fantastic. And I thought Romero was 1.5 points better than him. That's where it comes from. So, yeah, 6.5. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my guns. I'm not flip-flopping. Too generous to Romero. Too harsh to VDV. Both goals came from Romero's side. Second goal, Romero stepped out too soon. Yeah, but look at the goal Romero scored, right? And he denied Foster the second goal. And he stretched his whole body out to save that. That's why. I don't think I'm being too generous. I've got to be honest. I don't. I've been super critical of Romero as well, but I think he's proper stepped up to the plate. Then we've got Ugoti, otherwise known as Udoggy. I gave him a solid 8. Reason being, he assisted Maddison's absolute belter of a shot, and week in, week out, it's just getting better. So for me, I think a solid 8 is where I'm at. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Drula says you goatee 8. You can tell Drula's been watching Jacob as well, because that's where I got you goatee from, and I love it. It's nice to have a defender who isn't afraid to get grass stains. I couldn't agree more with you, Neil Shafton. Scott Colliver says an 8. Mark Cook says 8.5. Daniel says an 8. Jim says an 8.5. Jose says an 8.5. Ellie's in the house. My partner in crime. Big up, Ellie. Hey, Kate, long time no see. Great result. Great team performance with Solomon grabbing his opportunity with bigger feet. Literally, exactly that. Neil says Dyer has the cleanest shorts in the league. Don't talk to me about that. I'm going to ban that word. You can ban words using StreamYard. I'm going to put Dyer on the list, I think. Udogi, 9. Won all his duels and assisted Mads. Flawless game. Well, if it was a flawless game, you'd have to give him a 10. I have just putting that out there. I thought he had a good game. I don't want to big the kid up too much. He's only young. And I think what we asked for is an improvement. And for me, he's getting better every single time I see him. So a nice, solid 8 for me is a good score. Drula says, I can't wait till Bentancur comes back so Jacob can say it. I know, Bentancur. I don't know how he does it. Best voice on YouTube by a mile, as our Jacob. Good afternoon, Yitzber. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. We're just going through some player ratings, and the next one on the list is Papa Matasar, who I gave a solid 6.5. You probably all think I'm ruthless. I'm not. I think I've been quite fair. He got booked for kicking the ball away. I know he only kicked it a little bit, but it was stupid. Right? Stupid. But he's so young. You look at him and you think, I can see him starting every game. You know, he's a great little player. Again, I don't like to big up young players too much and put too much pressure on them. But I thought he had a good all-round game. Didn't particularly do anything wrong apart from the booking. But, yeah, a solid 6.5 for me. Jose says a 6. Jim says a 7. Daniel says a 7. Mark Cook says a 7. Scott Colliver gives a 7. Legacy says a 7 to Superstar. And Star 7. Okay. So you've all, I mean, if I was rounding it up or rounding it down, I would have given him a 7. I wouldn't have given him a 6. But I think 6.5 is a high enough score for him. Didn't do anything spectacular. But yeah, I agree with Jim. He is going to be a superstar. He needs to be nourished by Ange. As we can see, he gets better all the time. So, yeah. I missed all that. How dare people phone me? Don't they realise what time it is? Just turn it off, Mark Cousins. Turn it off. Star 7.01. I like it. I like that. 7.01. Very particular. Oh, yeah, not forgetting our great cuddly teddy bear manager. Go on, Kate. Pinch his cheeks. Yeah, I just want to get Andrew and go, ooh, oh, I just love him. I wish he was my dad. I really do. Ellie says Sarah 6. Okay. I picked up a few Sar and Udogi rookie cards. Okay, Neil. So, yeah, I still stand by my Sar 6.5. Like I say, I wouldn't have rounded it down to a 6. If anything, I'd have rounded it up to a 7. But I thought 6.5 was fair. Bosuma. 7 I gave him for this game. He didn't do much, really. It took him a little while to get into the game, I thought, but he did see plenty of the ball. What I like about Basuma is if he does lose the ball, he works hard to get it back immediately. He's strong. Not one of his best games, but not because he did nothing wrong. I just think other players shone on Saturday for me. But a solid 7, I think. Yeah, I think that's fair. Solid 7. What do you guys think? Druda says a 7. 7. Jose says a 7. Mark Cook says Bisbos 8. Scott says 8. Legacy 11 says 7. Jim says 7. Ellie says 7. Yes. I think 7's fair. Like I say, he didn't really do that much, but he didn't need to do that much. He did everything he needed to do, but I thought he was quiet through parts of the game. So, yeah, that's for me. I think Basuma's a solid 7. Cue Tequila and Pee Wee Herman dance. Yay, lunchtime. I've just had my lunch. I had toast with chocolate spread today, and it was, oh, my God, amazing. 7 for Basuma from Daniel. So, yeah, I think we're all in and around the same region. I don't know how we're going to think about this one. Kulu, 6.5. What do you guys think? Am I being generous? Am I being harsh? 6.5 I gave Kulu, simply because he did win the ball back a few times for the team and he picked the positive passing option. But for me, I'm not sold on him. I think Brennan Johnson replaces him. He's a bit of a predictable player. So, yeah, I'm not his biggest fan, but out of all the games I've seen him play so far this season, I thought this was one of his more decent performances. So that's why I gave him a 6.5. What you all put in? Wow, Daniel's being critical. He has put 5. Oh, Kulu 6 from Drula. Jose has said 7. Scott has said 7.5. Really? Okay. 7.5 for Jim as well. Wow. Isn't it funny how we all see different things? Ellie said a 6, you see. It's funny how we all see different things. Legacy agrees, 6.5. Scott says, Kulu's ball to Son was great, but Son kicked it to the keeper. Agree, but I'm not going to give him a 7.5 for one ball. He's not. I just don't think he does enough for me. Wow, Kulu an 8. Wow. Okay. Of course, Case wants to replace Saint with BJ. I said Brennan Johnson. I didn't use that term, Ben. Behave yourself, Mr. Spanker. 7 in my eyes. Okay. Jim's laughing at Ben. Jose says Kula will be converted into the 10 role and also can then sell to Turkey. Possibly. Big up everyone in the chat and to the wonderful Kate. Hope everyone's well. Big up Mr. Daigle. I'm good, thank you. Hope you are too. Always good to see you in the room. Neil Shafton says Kulu is inching close to a goal explosion. Unlike Richie, Kulu isn't frustrated or he hides it well. I hope you're right. I couldn't get a stream, so I'll give them all 10. Kulu worked hard, did not do a lot wrong, says Jim. Good afternoon, Adrian. Hope you're well. Jose says, blah, 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 talking to Brian. Laughing at Ben. Everyone talk to each other. Well, as I say, as always, I gave him a 6.5 and I'm sticking with it. I'm not sure if I could have taken the halves away. Yeah, I think I would have rounded it up to a 7. But I think 6.5 is fair, in my opinion. Kulu played mostly centrally when he was younger. I think he needs to move back there. Yeah, maybe. I'm just not convinced he fits the system, but we'll see. We will see. What do I know? I'm just a girl who loves Spurs. Next up, we have got James friggin' Maddison. I'm just going to James Maddison, people. What are we thinking? Don't forget, half scores are allowed, and I've given him a 9.5. That's what I've given to James. He is integral to everything that we do. Scored a fantastic goal. For me, along with Son, he was our player of the match. So that is why I have given him a 9.5. Daniel said 9. Adrian said 9. Mark said 9. There's a trend going on here. Drula said 9. Scott said 10. Legacy said James friggin' Maddison 9. Well, I've got 9.5 because I have picked him and Son as a spoiler to both be my men of the match. So for me, he's a 9.5. Madders 11, what I saw on Match of the Day. I can't believe how incredible this guy is. I'm actually in shock. Well earned 9. Jim says a massive 10 from me with sensational movement, goal, great game. Okay. The Magician Madison would be his darts name. Yeah, absolutely, Neil Shafton. Absolutely. Madders 9. Ellie says Madders 9 controlled the match. Yeah, like I say, I've pushed him up to a 9.5 because it was a nigh on faultless performance for me. So, being that it's my channel and I can put halves, I'm going 9.5. I just think he's a wonderful, wonderful player, and God forbid him getting injured, because we will look a completely different animal without him in our midfield. So yeah, please, football gods, let him come back unscathed. The next player I've picked is Solomon, and I've give Solomon a solid 8. Jim, I don't give 10s. I don't ever give 10s because you've got to be faultless, and everyone makes a wry pass here and there. So I don't give 10s unless somebody literally does a faultless performance. It would be very rare I'll ever give a 10. So yeah, there's more to come from Madders. I think so. And yes, Drula's right. Jim's been waiting here for 4 years, so 10s are understandable. Yeah. Solomon made a great start. Picked up 2 assists on a superb afternoon. Yeah, a solid 8. I could have possibly gone to an 8.5 actually, but I'm sticking with my solid 8. Daniel says an 8. Jose says an 8. Adrian says an 8. Drula says an 8. Scott says an 8.5. Solid man, yeah, an 8. Sully an 8 says Mark. 8.5 says Jim. Nachat, what's that? Nachas for the little man who is a mensch. Yeah, he is absolutely. I think there's a lot to come from this guy that we've not seen yet as well, and that's what's kind of exciting. But I think, wow, Solomon 7.5, no higher. He made a few bad decisions. Yeah, I get that, but he also provided 2 wonderful assists. So Solomon 8, full of energy, tricky little chicken with his head on chicken. Let's just hope they keep Richie on the bench. I could not agree more with that sentiment, Yitzber. I really just couldn't agree more with that. I hope he never puts on a Tottenham shirt again, if I'm honest, but time will tell. We will see. And then what have I done here? Pressed the wrong button. Hang on a second. 8. Yeah, Richie has found his most useful position. Sat on the bench, keeping it warm. Future. And then finally we have Heung-min Son, who I have give, surprise, surprise, another 9.5, because for me, he was our joint man of the match. Scored 3 goals, looked back to the Sonny of old. Could have scored 4. That's another reason why he won't get a 10. But his finishing was fantastic. To get a hat-trick away from home at a ground that we sometimes struggle on, we sometimes get draws or we lose. He looked so comfortable down the middle. He changed his position, obviously, into the middle and just grabbed it with both hands. So for me, man of the match, along with Madison, 9.5. 9 from Daniel, 9 from Adrian. Our captain, it's a 10. Yeah, Drula, but he should have scored 4, really. So I took a 0.5 point off from that. Sonny 9. Hoping the Saudis come in for Richie. Oh, please, God. I can see him riding a camel. It'd be like a donkey on a camel, wouldn't it? Goat 10, 3 world-class finishes. Yeah, Jose, as I said, he should have had 4. So 9.5 for me. Sonny 9, hat-trick hero. See, I'm with Scott Colliver here. 9.5, only not 10 because he missed a couple of clear opportunities. Exactly that, but I thought he did wonderful. Sonny 9 out of 5. Yeah, Sonaldo. I love that. I love that term. Richie is about 4,000 miles out of position. Yeah. Sonny took a lot of criticism and put on a masterclass display. Great hat trick. So a massive 10 from me. Big up our captain. Jim, it's hard to say a 10 when he missed at least 2 really good opportunities. So it wasn't a faultless performance. So don't get carried away. 9.5 is perfectly adequate. 9. Drula says Ange did interrupt his interview and said it should have been 4. Yeah, exactly. So it's really hard to give someone a 10, I think. But you need to get into a position to score or miss, keep working hard. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was magnificent. It was like watching the son of old. I took the mud. I apologised to Jacob. I took the mud in on Bobby Kay's show, and I said, I thought he'd lost his mojo. I didn't think he was captain material. The same with Romero, and I've taken the mud. I was wrong. But when I say and criticise players, it's because I want to be wrong. I love being muddied. I want Richarlison to come good, but he won't. But I want him to. And Sonny did exactly that. He showed that form is temporary, class is permanent, and he looked back like the Sonny of old, which we all want to see. So yeah, a solid 9.5 for me. So in that respect, Sonny and Mads both get joint man of the match for me. I didn't do banners for these because these were the subs. Ivan Perisic came on after 68 minutes for Solomon. I gave him a 5.5 simply because he didn't see much of the ball. Don't know if anyone disagrees or agrees. But yeah, Perisic for me is a 5.5. Jim said, I don't care. He missed a chance or two. Top draw. Great hat trick. So I changed my mind on the 10. I'll give our captain 11. What am I going to do with you, Jim? What am I going to do with you? I gave a 10 considering now he's been non-existent, so that performance he deserves a 10. Yeah, big up. It's your opinion. Perisic 7. Oh, okay. I gave him a 5.5. He didn't really do anything, I didn't think, when he come on, unless I missed something. Daniel says a 5. I think what I would say is when we made the substitutions, you saw the drop down. You saw it. The threat just diminished to before they were substituted, which is kind of worrying. But when he's 5-1 up, I think, was we at that point? I can't remember. But yeah, we had already kind of had the game wrapped up. Perisic 6.5. Okay. Subs all 5. Drew the spot on, Han. The second sub was 68 minutes as well. It was Papa Mate Sarr coming off and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg coming on. I give Højbjerg a 5. Didn't really do much except get booked. I don't know if, even a 5's been much, didn't do anything. This is what I mean. Funniest thing is when Romero went to kick Sonny's hat-trick ball into the crowd. Yeah, I know, that was funny. We saw how rubbish Højbjerg is, Kate. Yeah, well, I gave him a 5. Look, Colin's in the house. Big love, Colin. Hope you're well, my love. If you haven't, go over and sub to Talk and Ball. It's a great little channel, and Colin's great. So, yeah, go over and sub to him. 5 for Højbjerg, 4 for Højbjerg, 4 for Højbjerg, 5. And be more like Drula. Smash that like button. It's just rude not to, surely. It's rude. It's just bloody rude. Don't be a rude person. Smash the like. And if you haven't subbed, then smash the subscribe button as well. We're all friends here. Let's just keep the family growing. That's what I say. The general consensus with Højbjerg is a 4-5 sort of region, which sounds about right to me. Legacy says 4.5. Richarlison came on in the 72nd minute for Sonny. Richie, I give 5.5. Held the ball up okay. He just doesn't cut the mustard for me. PH is not rubbish, he's decent. He's not Basuma. He's worth a 6 for one dribble. Oh, Ellie, take off those rose-coloured glasses, darling. Please. PH 0. Richarlison, I'm going to say 5. What did I say? 5.5, did I? I don't know, 5. Daniel says a 5. 406 subs, Kate, getting closer to 500. Big up to everyone that subscribed today. Massively appreciate it. 5 for Richie. Legacy says Richie a 10 for the first 72 minutes. Yes, 10 while he's on the bench. Richarlison 4. Sub to Cole, Talk and Ball. Big up, Drew. Like, he's a good guy, and his shows are great. So yeah, big up to Talk and Ball. To be fair, I think I'm going through the subs. I'm looking at them: Højbjerg, Perisic, and Richarlison. They're all a 4 to 5 for me. But as I said, the step down in class when they came on, and the attacking threat and everything, it just kind of died away. But you know, it is what it is. Let's just hope our main 11 stay fit, then we won't have to call upon them. Mark, it's okay. I'm all Højbjerg out. I've left the building. Laugh out loud. Yeah. So yeah, those were the player ratings for the weekend. Obviously, boo, it's international break now. Boo, which in my opinion couldn't have come at a worse time. We've got great momentum going. I'm not including obviously the Fulham game. I'm including only Premier League matches. But we've got a great momentum going, and now we've got a break, which is really frustrating. But, you know, it is what it is. Ian Barron, good afternoon. Everyone watching, hope you're well and had a great weekend. Have liked as normal. Thank you. I hope you're well. Skippy needs to go to Leicester with Winks, says Mark Cook. 3.5. I didn't even go down that far because they were only on for a minimal amount of time. I even said today that he should not be in our 25-man squad as he's lost interest and wants to move. Yes, Ellie did say that. I think I clipped it just for reference. Yes, I did miss one. Sorry. I am going to do one more in the player ratings. All right, everyone, calm down. Or in the Liverpool accent, calm down. Let's rate our manager out of 10. Come on then. Hit me with your scores. Hit me with your best shot. Come on, bring it on. I mean, they all came on and we conceded a goal when the game was dead. Yeah, that's true. They only had to hold off. Yep, that's true. Rate Ange's performance. Richie won for putting his kit on the right way. Yes, Kate, what about Ange? Ange 10, Ange 9, Ange 11. Hi, Liquid Len. Hope you're well, darling. Nice to see you. Mike Davis says Ange 8. Oh, Daniel says Ange 9. Ban international football. Now it's not needed. There's too much football played. I agree. Ban international football. Big Angelos 9 out of 9.5. Ben says I'll give him 9 out of 10 cola bottles. Big up, Ben. Jim says Ange 9 only because the no, I'm not talking about his 10 years so far. Rate Ange about the last game. So Burnley away. What's the score for Ange? Forget the cup. Forget the games that prequel to that cup game. What is your rating for Ange in the way he put the team out against Burnley, the substitutions he made? The formation, anything. What was his rating for the Burnley game alone? 10. Masterfully performed the lineup, leaving Richie playing left. Yep. 1 billion out of 10. Long may he reign. I am. Brian Daigle has said Ange Postecoglou gets an A star, an A plus, and 386 out of 10. Very specific there, Brian. I like it. Hi, Kate. Hi, Ange doesn't go gung-ho against Arsenal. They will pick us off with our high line. We shall see. 9 for Ange. Oh, okay. Ange, Burnley 10. Yeah, he is a smart man. Yes, I agree. Ange 10, Company 3. Ellie says, but it wasn't for those players that conceded goals. Porro, Romero, Felicite, and VDV tried to cover for them, but just failed to prevent the goal. For me, Ange got it spot on. Gets a big, fat 10 out of 10. We were all calling for Richie to be left out, and he left him out. Like, put him on the bench. We were all calling for Sonny to be played down the middle. He played Sonny down the middle. We were all calling for Solomon to be started. He started Solomon. What more can we ask for? We can't critique a manager when he has been doing what we've been asking for. Exactly, Carl Higgins. A big, fat 10. Yeah, so I don't think he did a thing wrong in that game. It's a 10 out of 10 class performance, and I think we're incredibly blessed to be to have such a wonderful manager. And the nice thing is he feels incredibly blessed to be the manager of our wonderful football team. So for me, it's a match made in heaven. But yes, he was definitely superb. I have to say I've got a lot of respect for Vincent Kompany. I like him very much, and I think he is going to be a wonderful coach one day. But I think he underestimated the speed of Tottenham and thought he could go toe-to-toe, which he seems to be doing with Burnley. They're trying to go toe-to-toe with everyone, and if that's the case, I think they're going to go down. Got to be honest. 10 for Ange because he was fab in the touchline and all the players could hear his instructions and acted on them. Yeah, and there's no... You know, as Savas touched on it earlier, he's not emotional like Arteta. You don't see him running around, punching the air. And I mean, I want to smash Arteta's face in every time I see him on my screen, punching the air and shouting and hooting and hollering and, oh, God. But Ange is just very refined, very professional, wears his heart on his sleeve. His face speaks volumes. I think he's one of these people who you can read his face. So... Yeah, they just said someone headbutted Roy Keane at Arsenal Stadium. Oh, well. Not good, I suppose, but, you know. Company needs better players, Kate, than he's shine. He was never going to get that at Burnley, though. It's just not. Company needs a stylist. Do you know what, Drula? The first thing I said was, what is Company wearing? He's got a suit on with trainers and a baseball cap. But then as I watched him bowl across the field, I thought he can actually carry it off. I thought he looked mustard, actually. Now, going back to Jay Ashraf's point, I hope Ange doesn't go gung-ho against Arsenal as they will pick us off with our high line. First of all, we've got Sheffield United, which is going to be a tough game. Let's not pretend it's going to be a walkover simply because Sheffield United are going to play a low block, which we've not really faced that yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how our team copes with it. Do not get me wrong. I think we will win against Sheffield United. I just think we shouldn't underestimate the fact that this is kind of a new thing for this team to face a side like Sheffield United and how they play. But at the same time, I do think we'll win. I don't know what you guys think about Sheffield United. Katie, smash his face in. I'm getting worried, darling. You're a different person when it comes to football. I know it's la passion. It's la passion. No one watches Arteta if you're not an Arsenal fan and doesn't want to smash his face in. I'm sorry, nobody does. Ellie says, Brian, an A triple star for caring. Druda says, not a shirt, a T-shirt. Yeah, I think I have to agree. It would have been better. Big up, it's Bobby K. It's Bobby K. Big up, Bobby. Hope you're well, my love. Loved our little video call yesterday, seeing you're beautiful where you live. And, oh, it was like watching something out of a film. It was just so amazing. We're already planning our trip, Bobby. So, you know, next time you answer the door, just be careful. It might be me and Jim standing there, and Jim probably won't have a shirt on again. Can you imagine, Jim, when Kate gets to 500? I can't wait. I can't wait to have my husband on this channel. I can't wait. He was ready to come on, and I said, no, you've got to wait now till like 500. But honestly, because we banter so much and we have such a laugh, I'm just looking forward to getting him on. So yeah, get me to 500, please. The more we play against teams with different styles, sets up. Yeah, exactly that, Len. But what I was saying was it's not the sort of style we've played against. As for Arsenal, first of all, I want to say they are going to get better. But second of all, I want to say so far they've not really done anything that's impressed me. And third of all, I forgot what I was going to say. Third of all, about Arsenal, we will go gung-ho. He doesn't change his style for anybody, Ange. He said that. He does not change his style. You're not going to get him suddenly come in and try and defend and nick a goal and sit back. Not in a million years. Not in a million years. Daniel E's in the house. Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Let's be real, though. We played at Brentford on the first day, an average Man United team, and Burnley and Bournemouth games were expected to win against them too. Our first real test will be Arsenal. I agree. But Sheffield United poses a different test because of the way they're going to play. There's no easy game in the Premier League. Anyone who thinks there's an easy game in the Premier League is going to come massively unstuck. Bobby K, did you see Kate and myself on Savage Show today. We did have a blast. Yes, we did. And we got offered our own show on Savage Show. Look at us, Mrs. and Mrs. Big Times. Every Monday morning, 10 till 12 on Football Heritage TV. The girls are taking over. Boom. Bring it on. Come on, you guys. Let's get our lovely Katie to 500. Thank you, love. Neil Shafton says, customs won't let me get into the great info, the great one-off. Ellie says, I wasn't impressed with Arsenal's 100 passes before they tried to score. Yeah, they don't look the same team as they did last year. Brian says, I'll see you and Jim in Toronto then, Kate, and both Bobby Kay and I will take you both to the Scotland Yard on a match day. Yes! Oh, my God. Do you know what? We so want to come over, and hopefully we will be able to in the not-too-distant future. Jim says, Bobby, lovely where you live. My friend, it was beautiful. It really was. It looked like something out of a film. They don't worry me. We've got big hands. Yeah, big up, Sheriff. As I said last night, games are not played on paper. They're played on grass. Exactly, Ben. Big up, Phil P. Woo! Jay Ashraf has said, Kate, are you confident Phillips can step in if Sanchez departs? Yes. Simply because he can't possibly be any worse. He cannot be any worse. Sanchez is appalling. Just appalling. I can't even say the words I want to say. He's so poor. He's barely a footballer. Do you know what I mean? He's just awful. So, yes, I do think he can step up. I think it's a massive confidence booster for him. Shows the gaffer's got faith in the poor kid. And you know what? If we play brilliant and he tries and he makes mistakes, the fans ain't going to get on his back like they would if Sanchez just gets on there and makes mistakes, because we've had 5 years of Sanchez making mistakes. So, yeah, I do. I have faith in him, and I have faith in Ange for picking him out. Arsenal's fixtures before our game, 17th Everton away, 20th PSV shithouse, and 24th us at the shithouse. I think we might do it. Let's hope so, Drula. One can dream. Daniel E says, we've got to be careful with the ball against Arsenal, not lose it any stupid places, because Arsenal with Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli will destroy us in transition. Yeah, I thought Martinelli had an up and down game yesterday. I thought Odegaard does look impressive. And again, Saka missed an absolute open goal. Eek, awful. Ian says, smash the like, subscribe, everyone watching. Let's get Kate over 500 plus subscribers onwards before the end of the screen. She deserves it. Thanks. Big up, Ian. Thank you, darling. That's very sweet. Lee says, we have Ashley and Brennan. Things will only get better. Exactly that. Ellie says, they're boring and predictable. You mark Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli. They haven't got nothing, Kate. Zilch, zero, diddly squat. Yeah. They are a good team. I mean, Jesus they've got as well, don't forget. Yeah, they haven't kicked in yet. I think if you wanted to play Arsenal, now's quite a good time to play them. But I'm not getting ahead of myself. We'll see. If we can get a point, I'll be over the moon. I'm not going to lie. Question, what is the best 10-pin bowling film? That's got to be Kingpin, is it? Is that what it's called? Kingpin? I can't remember. Neil Shafton says Sanchez is Colombian and Colombian national team can't qualify for the World Cup. That tells you how bad he must be. Colombia women's team qualified, enough said. That's because sisters are doing it for themselves. I got a feeling Kate does not like Sanchez. Please do not ask her about Dyer or Ndombele. Oh, my head might actually explode. Hello, Rob Belcher. Hope you're well, love. How's my favourite Tottenham girl, Ellie? A great addition to Savage Stream. Big up the girls. Thanks, Rob. We're going to be there every Monday. Woo, woo, woo. A lot of teams roll over for them. Yep, I agree. Daniel says, England playing this weekend. Now we've got to chill on that Harry fellow. Who's he? Not sure who you mean there. Not a clue. Harry Maguire? Kate, you at 500 Jim comes on and you're going to do this hot chip challenge everyone seems to do. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that hot chip challenge is. Please elaborate. Is that where you put a hot chip in your mouth or something? I don't know what that is. Jason Nunn, big up. If we were 14th at Christmas, would you be Angeball? No, I won't be Angeball at all. Big Lebowski. Oh, is that what it's called? he's got my full backing. Absolutely. I was really annoyed with him after the Fulham game, simply because I think it's unacceptable to make 11 changes against the Premier League team. But that, you know, it's that normal thing. Just because I'm angry with you doesn't mean I stop loving you. And I love him. And I will not be Ange out if we're sitting 18th at Christmas. I will not. We need a manager who's going to build a project, and he has started as he means to go on. He's made a great start. He's united the fans. He's united the squad. There's a feel-good feeling back around the club. We're playing the best football I've seen for a long time. So, no, I will definitely 1,000,000% not be Ange out. Yeah, the Big Lebowski. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't know if... Oh, no, it's working now. My chat just went all funny. I'll be Ange out if he puts the team out that he did against Fulham ever again. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen. I think he's learned. Carolina Reaper, world's hottest chili pepper is the challenge. You got no chance. No chance. Seen a few, some chip you guys get there like £7 for a chip, comes in a box all tonight, apparently burns your insides. No, you got no chance of me doing something pathetic like that. I don't understand why people would. And my insides are already messed up, thank you, without having some chili. Ben, I shall send them all over shortly, my darling. Do not worry. I'm closing up the stream soon. That was such a good stream with Savary. Even he enjoyed it. You made him chill out. You even bagged yourselves a Monday slot. Do you know what? Jim never really watches a long stream. He gets a bit bored if it's on for like 2 hours. But I went in there and he went, do you know what? I so enjoyed that. It was so nice to see you all chilled. There was no arguing. The vibe was good. We had a laugh. And it was just a brilliant show. Me and Ellie do make a great team, if I do say so myself. And Sava is, you know, Sava's the man. So, yeah, the three of us, big up ourselves. Bit late on the parade, Kate. Big up, Norman. Keep up the top content like pressed. Thank you very much. Everyone hit them lights, please. Yep, everyone do. I am going to quickly put Ben's link on because after this at 12 o'clock, it's Ben's Chilled Out Coffee House stream. So you can all go over there and support the main man, the mod father himself, Ben Kaufman. If you haven't liked the stream, please do on the way out. Hi, Rob, you're such a lovely guy. Blah, 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 blah. What I will say is when Jim does come on when I hit 500, we will be doing some sort of either a Mr. or Mrs. or something like that, or maybe a Ask Us Anything sort of show. So yes, keep an eye out for that, but obviously we have got to get there first. Thanks, Bobby K. There's the actual link to the stream. Sava's a great host, but some of his guests like to start arguments. Yeah, I agree. There's the link to the stream at 12. Yeah, well, we'll take your suggestions anyway, but there'd be no eating any hot things. But yeah, it'd just be nice to get my husband on the stream and have a bit of banter and perhaps an Ask Us Anything or something like that we will do. But anyway, look, it's 2 minutes to. I'm going to leave you now so you can head over to Ben and enjoy his stream. Everyone, if you haven't subscribed and liked, please do so. It means so much to me. And I am trying desperately to get to the 500 so that I can force my husband to come on the stream. Get over to Ben's now for your daily, wow, 9 subscribers. To the 9 of you that have subbed today, thank you very much. Get over to Ben's for a chilled out hour, and I will see you all on Wednesday with Ellie at 1 o'clock. Big up to everyone. Have a great day. Lots of love. And yeah, see you for our Hump Day show on Wednesday. Big up.